데다 첩지 디 잡으러 따기도 와. 코랑 진짜 가져 따기도 와. 그 시에만 신 코랑 두고도 따기도 와. 데다 첩지 제가 제도 여러데 때반나시 데다 첩지 세계 미디기 코랑 내나 간도 따기도 와야 이제 심주 지기도 와. 세계 미디. 이 경험으로 쉬워지서 말로 땅에 돈도 지기요. 니 잡으러들 심주 지게 되게 콜로 땅에 통에 미지 레도 심주 지기도 와. 미신다지 심주 지기도 와. 지게도 레모도 따져 잡아 전다 코랑 진짜 가져 따고 그러 심주.
Also, by when those political candidates, presidential candidates, campaigning and talking about that they will do such things, benefit the country, people, and so forth, and then they gain victory. More they are able to doing things for others, they gain as a result they gain victory at the end. Also, you can see there are people, another group of people watching him, and analyzing, experimenting, examining that whatever he's saying is that whether or not he's going to do them, whether or not he's going to practically engage into those kind of actions, that helps accomplish what he's talking about or not. So whether or not he is practical or not. So there are also group of people watching and examining him. Also, those people, they're watching him and studying his background as well, what he has done in the past. They study his background record, right? And then they examine all these things as well. And they are examining what they are examining. After all, they are examining his background. When they are examining his background, they are examining, that whether or not he been selfish person or unselfish person. The more if he had been selfish person, they would not think that he is a good candidate for the president, right? If he been unselfish, working only for others, for the society, for the community, for the country, of course, then they would conclude and say, yes, he had done a good job. He had not been selfish. He had been very unselfish, but have worked for the benefit of country, for the people, have done this and that. That as a result, they get more support. He get more support. He get approved by those group too. So also, more than the group watching him, finds that through the examination that he been practicing the mindless church others' well-being. In other words, he been entirely working for others, and then he gets support from those group people too. When people talk about the president candidate, then he's nice, he's compassionate, he's kind-hearted, he's brave, he's capable, he's honest. What they're talking about, he's practical. What they're talking about, they're talking about he's not selfish. He don't have self-cherishing mind. He's not selfish at all. He always dedicate himself working for others. That's what they're talking about. In other words, what they're saying, he had the mind that cherish other well-being. In other words, when they say, he dedicated himself working for others, what they're saying that he have mind that cherish others well-being. That's why he always work for others. And that's what they're talking. And also you can see that more you are able to work in harmony with others, and of course people will be happy working with you as well, and being people will be happy being your company. And more you have the more you practice, have the mind that cherish others' well-being and practice it, and then you will find yourself less problem.
Many mother never young, many the patients, then the patients, the Japanese patients, and Chamushi good.
And see, if even even in the case of two persons, living together, and if both practice the mind that cherish others' well-being, I mean the mind that cherish his company, and her company, and then both can live in harmony and more happy, because more always live in understanding, in being concerned of his or her interests, not only being concerned of his also her own interests, but in his company interests, or husband interests, wife interests, friends interests, and as a result, both can live in more harmony and happy.
수수 파라 신신지체 파종원은 출래한 신신지체 온다면 기부시라 이거도 하고 요번도
there will be no problem at all as long as one understands his or her company's interests, likes and dislikes, and work accordingly, and others and the other partner, opposite other partner, do the same, and of course there will be no problem at all.
그래서도 다 된대게 충사서는 나가는 시지 수수문에 이제 매기 주보고 냠내 용수 써봤던 신진진을 때는 용 되게 그렇지. 매기 주보고 냠내 용수 써봤던 신제바 집바 때는 냠내 용 되게 그렇지.
Also, that as long as you when you have developed the mind that cherishes others' well-being, and practice it, then as a result you will be able to engage into the 10 wholesome actions, and also avoid 10 unwholesome actions as well.
내는 소제배냐면 매기 주는 담보 소제바 샤리나.
And also this practice, what is said earlier, is that this practice of engaging in 10 wholesome actions and avoiding 10 unwholesome actions are also dependent on whether or not you have developed the mind that cherishes others' well-being or not. And
지금 그 소제바에는 소제에서 그 유효되려야 소소 그 진지슈 체바에는 그 소제가 말아.
Let's say the negative action of killing. If you have if you have the mind that is concerned about others' well-being strongly, and then of course, especially the animal that is being killed for your food, you won't do that. You won't be able to even think of getting that animal killed, for your own food. That is, so that there is killing. There is no question of killing takes place, because you won't even develop you won't even develop the wish for the animal to get killed for your own food.
소소나라 키드 심이라 보다는 소소나라 키드 심을 진지슈 친구 예주자만 키드 심을 냐다죠 다 용어도 봐.
Also, you can see that more, you will never, even hit or
키드 심이들이 나래 냐다
pinch
용어도 봐.
your own pet, such as cats and dogs. More you have love and compassion toward those pets. You will never hit or beat those animals.
당연히 신진지슈 친구에는 밀 카바해야 되는 용어도 봐.
More you have the mind that cherishes others' well-being, you will criticize others less.
맞이돼 충주도 봐.
And also you will have less. As a result, you will also have less pride
차도도 충주도 봐.
and less jealousy.
신진진연한테는 꼬마에 보고 말아.
And also, if you have the mind that cherishes others' well-being, of course, definitely, you will never engage into the negative action of stealing.
그럼 신진지슈 친구면은 아니 네 주는 거요.
Since you have, when killing, stealing takes place, you engage into the negative action of stealing because you are not concerned about his or her own loss.
다다가는 시 매기 주보고 냠내 용소소 봐 탐색했다. 신진지를 통용이 되게 지르도 봐.
Also,
지금 신진지 공부하면서 슈체와 요 대성이 냠내데 띵삽삽 용 되게 좀 봐.
In short, you can say that you can see that more you have the stronger you are able to develop the mind that cherishes others' well-being, and then as a result you are able to practice or engage more into positive actions such as 10 wholesome actions and refrain from those 10 unwholesome actions.
당연히 다 집에 파지기 냠내는 소바다. 근데 실험제소 남샤는 냠내는 소바. 또 참자서 신시들 통하는 게 있어.
Also, more you have developed the mind, the cherish others' well-being, you are, as a result, you are able to engage into the positive actions such as 10 perfection, the practice of 10 perfection as well.
다 된데 선물로는 아직.
And 6 perfection. 6 perfection.
아니 산제주 고반세냐 돼. 신시들 때는 경우에 되지도 와서.
Also, when these are talking about, he's talking about the benefits of cultivating mind, the cherish others' well-being. So, and also, and as a Buddhist practitioner, your ultimate goal is to attain the state of enlightenment, and the attainment of the state of enlightenment itself is the result of the mind that cherishes others' well-being. Otherwise, without having developed the mind that cherishes others' well-being, you cannot, you will never be able to attain the state of enlightenment.
당연히 딜레 탐지기 중에 연대 탐지기 중에 신시들에도 와서 봐지.
Also, you can think that all the source of joy and happiness and prosperity and so forth. The mind that cherishes others' well-being is the source of all the happiness and joy and prosperity and so forth.
근데 제성도 다 문제는 예 다다봐도 딱지와 통하면 또 다다봐도 예 신의 예월도 란지버지 지금 당연히 파지gen 다 신의 제버지 진지급으로 가서 토도 지금 냠내 시아서 마셔. 가서 토도 지금 냠내 시아서 마셔.
Changes,
신의 제버지.
So in short, here you draw the conclusion that from the beginningless lifetime, from until today, until now, I've been enslaved by the self-cherishing mind as well as by self-grasping mind. But from now on, I will start working on eliminating these two afflictions or misconceptions, or self-cherishing mind and self-grasping mind. Instead, I will start cultivating, developing the mind that cherishes others' well-being and start practicing.
어떻게 식성로다는 제바치는 고매한테 마루 곰다스. 곰나? 아니 갈리지 신의 여와도 별로도 충분히 신의 제바든 별로도 스팀슈대 체로 칠래 그랬어.
And if you engage into, if you think about these things and reflect and meditate on these things, and as a result, you will be able to eliminate the mind that disregards others' well-being, and you will be able to develop. Instead, you will, and also you will be able to develop the mind that cherishes others' well-being as well.
근데 다가는 시기 라지지도 교도 양의 선도다나 갈리 라지지도 별로도 충 그랬어.
Also, if you think of the negative aspects of developing the self-cherishing mind and self-grasping mind, and as a result, they will be reduced. The power of them will be reduced by themselves.
어디래신 아니 신진지글로도 슈체로 란진지글로도 슈충으로 된대신 봐야 갈리게 그랬어.
Through this practice or meditation, you will be able to. The self-grasping mind, self-cherishing mind will be reduced and minimized and lessened or gradually eliminated. And then through this meditation practice, the mind that cherishes others' well-being, it will be developed in the process. And yes.
근데 로중 곰디 아니 지 로차니 또 사다 좀 가리 자와 간데 지게 이제 크도 키야 이거 시스템 상당히 이거 시스템 것도 돼. 지 로중 되게 공해야 공동체. 이제 다 투주시고 소리로 공부하잖아 지금도. 거기 로차니도 내가 자와 간데 집에 있냐. 그것도 라디오에서 상당히 공해야
This reflecting on these points, this reflecting on these things can be considered that you are training of the mind. In this process, what you're doing, you are training your mind you know. And so this practice, and such as reflecting on these points and meditate on these points, meditation on these points can be done anyway, all the time, anytime. You know, you don't have to engage in this kind of meditation or reflection or contemplation. You don't have to give up your job and spend time sitting and having posture and thinking and meditation. You can reflect, think of these things. Meditation, practice meditation on these things all the time, anytime, where you are.
알레 담보 there's 심바시 규제를 개정도 봐. 섬도는 도나 심바시에 개정도.
Of course, you have to understand, you have to know, study and understand these things, the process and the way in which you have to think and meditate. It's crucial. So once you have studied and understood the way in which you have to eliminate the self-cherishing mind and self-grasping mind and develop the mind that cherishes others' well-being, and then you can practice it anyway all the time. You can practice these things even in the case of talking with someone. You can implement this practice even in the case of dealing with your own cat. You can implement this practice in terms of dealing with all types of people and also dealing with all types of jobs. So of course here you are advised to think of the negative aspect of the self-cherishing mind, the self-grasping mind, and you are advised to think of the benefits and positive aspect of cultivating the mind that cherishes others' well-being. Now in the next chapter is to engage into the practice known as exchanging oneself with others and equalizing oneself with others. Engaging into the practice of exchanging oneself with others and equalizing oneself with others is something that is to be done once you have developed the mind cherish others well. Once you have developed the mind that cherish others' well-being and have somehow managed to reduce the self-cherishing mind or self-grasping mind, then that's the period that you can engage into this practice known as exchanging self and others and equalizing self and others. Here when there's exchanging self and others, what is exchange here? Here exchanging is self. The mind, self-cherishing mind is replaced by the mind that cherishes others' well-being. That's the exchanging that they're talking about. Self-cherishing mind is replaced by the mind that cherishes others' well-being. That's the exchange.
Yeah.
That's
what this exchanging self with others. Self is what? Self-cherishing mind is the self.
Yeah.
And then you replace it and by the mind that cherishes others' well-being.
Yeah.
So here you think that from the beginningless time until today, I have practiced self-cherishing mind, and now from now on I will change it. I will bring changes in that regard, and I will replace my self-cherishing mind by the mind that cherishes others' well-being, and I will kind of disregard my own well-being and interest and so forth, and engage into the work that benefits others' well-being.
다 수수스 된지가 유도 친소나 다신 제와 하지 그랬다. 맞다 다신 제수 소소 다 소소 저기 다다 신이 제와 세리 텐드베 라진지 요로도 슈충로 다 신제바지 별로도 슈치로 다 상수 삼려 나로라 다 예마에는 다다보도 라진지로 슈충보 요로와 다디 슈충로 마치 신제바지 별로도 슈치로 때 신야와도 별로도 슈충로 치 된제 그 상바 두어질레도 아니 다신 제와
When you are able to at least minimize or lessen or reduce the self-cherishing mind and replace it by the mind that cherish others' well-being, and then you can say that you are somehow practicing the exchanging oneself with others. Then of course you do. Here you do make wishes or say prayers in which you think that may I be able to eliminate the self-cherishing mind, self-grasping mind, and able to develop the mind that cherishes others' well-being for the sake of all living beings.